Welcome back to the Derailed podcast. Once again, we got Fish in the building with us.
I don't actually have any dumbass intro ready. So hi, how's it going?
Holy shit, that's a first.
Right. I'm also partially sick, which explains my deep, luscious vocal tones, and also why you might hear coughing on my end.
So, men, hide your wives, and daughters. This sultry voice is gonna just fucking take them all from you.
Oh, oh yes.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Fucking that's been an ongoing joke for a while. Whenever I get sick, my voice is just immediately sexy.
it's like that fucking it's like that episode of Family Guy where
Right.
where Peter gets sick and like Lois just becomes super fucking attracted to him because of his voice, and then literally he gets better and he spends the rest of the fucking episode trying to get sick again.
Right.
Oh shit. But so the thing that kind of kicked off today's podcast is we were talking about how basically how Twitch works when it comes to being a streamer that holds certain titles. Me and Fish are both Twitch affiliates, which means we are like
We're partners in training.
We're partner light.
Yes, yes. That's exactly it.
So
Um,
we can monetize our content on Twitch, and we can have subscribers and all that cool shit. We just don't have guaranteed money coming in.
although we are able to do ads now as affiliates, so that's actually kind of cool.
Which is fucking awesome.
And the other thing is we have some things like we can have custom emotes, we can have subscriber badges and that sort of thing. But partners, they get more of the same thing, and they I think get like higher priority when it comes to featured channels and
Yes.
and that sort of thing.
100%. But one of the things that we were talking about is the exclusivity clause, I guess you could call it, of the
Yeah.
affiliate contract. For those of you who may just be getting started on Twitch, or you just may want a closer look into how the world of Twitch works, when you become an affiliate, you basically have to sign a contract. And part of this contract is an exclusivity clause, which guarantees Twitch 24-hour exclusivity to all content on your Twitch channel. So if you do a stream, you cannot upload that VOD to any other platform for 24 hours, or pretty sure Twitch will come at you in a big bad way.
Yeah, because of that. So it's it's probably easier, like say you stream for 2 hours on a Monday night. I would definitely say I would definitely recommend wait until that Wednesday if you're going to be doing anything with it, publishing a VOD on YouTube or something like that, for archive.
Right, exactly. And so that kind of brought up the conversation of, on me personally, I can't speak for Fish on this. I've been thinking of streaming on other platforms when I'm not streaming on Twitch, so like YouTube or Mixer. And it's mainly because, A, I want to try to expand the audience a little bit more, A, for my streams, and B, for this podcast that you're listening to right now. The problem with Twitch that I've noticed, and this is actually the reason why one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, Ninja, ended up leaving to go exclusively stream on Mixer. The big reason that he notes as why he left is because he felt very limited in what he could do while being partnered with Twitch. And I can kind of understand that, because there was a part of the affiliate contract that really caught my eye when I was going through it. And that was a portion of it that said something along the lines of you can't have sponsors. Like, you cannot do sponsored streams if you are an affiliate or partner.
Interesting.
So, like, say fucking. Oh, Jesus. It's a damn good joint. Let me put it out here for a second. So, for example, say Activision came to me and was like, "Hey, we want you to do, if we'll give you an early copy of Black Ops 5 and we'll let you stream it before the embargo is up and we'll pay you for it." I would not be able to do that stream on Twitch because of this contract, because of this clause in the affiliate contract. I would have to stream it. I would have to do the stream on either Mixer or YouTube, or I would have to make a YouTube video, or fucking worst case scenario, I would have to turn down the offer because Twitch won't let me.
I'm actually looking through the affiliate stuff to see where that sponsorship dealie is.
Because I swear to God, I remember seeing something among those lines.
Yeah, pardon me.
Because, like, I feel like I wouldn't remember something like that unless it was something noteworthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, my big thing is, I get that Twitch wants to keep their people. I can completely understand that. Especially, with two of their biggest names recently leaving, once again, Ninja and, I think his name is Shroud.
Oh, yeah, Shroud.
Shroud also recently left Twitch to exclusively stream on Mixer. By the way, those of you who have been in the dark the last few months, Mixer is another streaming service which is owned by Microsoft.
I didn't know Shroud left. Or
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
It really wasn't as big of news as Ninja leaving, but that's honestly because Ninja's probably the biggest streamer on the planet right now.
Yeah, fair.
Like, when you think about, his reach in the last fucking couple years and all of the shit that he's done, just within the last 2 years, he's probably, I would say, at least in the top 3 of biggest live streamers on the planet.
Definitely up there.
Like,
sure.
This man pulls in crazy fucking views. Like, shit, I fucking tuned into one of his streams yesterday. He was sitting at a fucking cool 10,000 viewers.
Jesus, fuck all.
Like, holy fucking shit.
Okay, so I'm actually looking for like anything that explicitly says sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm honestly not seeing anything. Either the affiliate agreement has changed,
Mm-hmm.
or it may have been either a misread or a mistype.
I might have misread it. Hell, I could, for all I know, I may have not have been looking at the affiliate agreement. I may have been looking at I might have been looking at an FAQ, and someone might have been, like, explaining, like, if you're an affiliate, such and such, but if you're a partner, and I just completely forgot about the separation part. I don't fucking know. I just know that there is something like that, to where, like, you essentially need to ask Twitch for permission in order to do something that includes a third party, essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going in depth and reading into this just to be sure.
Maybe
you
I'm
know.
just fucking stupid. I mean, hey, fucking don't take anything I fucking say seriously if we're going to be fucking real here. If you're listening to this podcast, you can't take everything I say seriously. I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah, we actually have some projects that prove that.
Yeah. I don't think we're quite ready to talk about those projects yet. Question mark?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, we're not ready to talk about those projects just yet, but we have some things in work that we are very excited about. You know who also has some fucking very exciting things in the works right now?
Hmm.
Fucking Marvel.
Yep. That's actually a beautiful transition.
So,
This is what we were originally going to
yeah,
start
this is
with,
originally
but,
what we were going to talk about today, but like we were talking about this whole Twitch thing and I really wanted to hit the record button on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. So I think what we should talk about first is the Morbius trailer.
So, did that drop yesterday or the day before?
I think it dropped. I think it dropped yesterday, and the leaks started the day before.
Gotcha.
Shit, bumped my-
When did I send you the video? Because that'll tell me everything. Because you told me about, you showed me the screenshot, the day before, but the trailer came out,
the next day,
yesterday.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's a thing that's happening, and I legitimately didn't know that. Because, like, I was actually watching a Looper video talking about, like, what could possibly come out of Morbius from a year ago. And I never knew. I never knew that that was even in the works. So when you told me about it the other day, I was gobsmacked, to say the least.
So I
and
knew. Oh, continue. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I was also originally a little apprehensive about Jared Leto, not because I think he's a bad actor, but because especially with how poorly received Suicide Squad was and how little he was represented, which I can't really say anything, and I choose not to say anything about his performance as the Joker because he didn't really get anything.
I will be one of the first few to admit, aside from his version of the Joker's laugh, I did not hate his performance. I will
Same,
be,
yeah.
honestly, the fucking, there's a scene where he's like, I've got 2 bottles of grape soda on ice and a bearskin rug or some shit like that. Like,
That's
fucking
a different
lost
form
it.
of
I fucking
that
lost
honestly
it.
feels like a different form of insanity.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously we know Mark Hamill can do an amazing job with
God.
the Joker. He's been voice acting him for like what's it,
Years.
20 plus years now. Same thing with Conroy's Batman.
I believe you're correct, yeah. Because
Yeah,
I know
so,
as
like-
far as, like, whenever it comes to a Warner Brothers Animation Studios project, they seem to like to put everything in the Batman animated series universe.
Yes. Yeah. So, like, obviously we know Jack Nicholson did a good job.
I've
I'm
actually
a
heard in
little iffy
recent
with it
years that a lot
personally.
of people did not care for his Joker.
Oh my god, that is news to me because I have heard nothing but the opposite.
It's a recent thing. Like,
Really?
yeah. It's a very recent thing where people have been, like, coming out and being like, yeah, I don't really care for the Jack Nicholson one. He's a little too hokey. And it's like, read a fucking comic book.
Right? But we've had him, we've had Romero's Joker. We've gone up to Heath Ledger and Jared Leto, and now Joaquin Phoenix, who I've heard is fantastic. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I still have not seen it either.
But I've heard from friends who are extremely movie centric and like I believe have good taste in movies, or yeah, for lack of better term, I would probably say tastes that coincide with mine,
Right.
for sure. And I've heard that they thought he was fantastic, so I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Okay, so I know I'm going to sound like a complete asshole right now,
Sure.
but I was one of the very few people who had faith in this movie from the beginning. When it was announced that Joaquin Phoenix was going to be playing Joker in a Joker origin movie, I was ecstatic because personally, I fucking love Joaquin Phoenix. Loved him in fucking Signs. Loved him in fucking Gladiator. I've loved him in almost every fucking thing he's done. Like, I am a Joaquin Phoenix fan. So when I heard that he was going to be playing my favorite DC supervillain, I was fucking ecstatic.
Now, I'm a fan of Joaquin Phoenix as well, but I felt like they were beating a dead horse. So I wasn't really looking forward to it, not because I didn't think he could play the part, but because, like, especially it being a solo movie, it's like, where are they going to go with that?
And it was announced, I think, right after Suicide Squad came out too. If I'm not mistaken, when was it announced?
I want to say because it came out like
Came out
it
last
came out
October.
late 2019. So I think the announcement was either end of 2018 or beginning of 2019.
Okay. I thought it was announced a lot sooner than that.
The official like trailer announcements,
Yeah,
like the teasers and whatnot.
No, I'm talking
started
about.
coming out about that time.
I'm talking about like the announcements that there was going to be a Joker origin movie.
Oh, then they probably did that during pre-production, end of 2017, early 2018.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
okay.
usually how
Yeah,
how
that
that
seems
stuff goes.
right. That seems right. Okay, so I was a little off on the timing because Suicide Squad came out in 2016, right?
2015, 2016, somewhere in there.
Jesus fucking Christ! I can't believe that movie is already almost 5 years old.
Right?
That's absolutely insane. But continuing on with what you were saying. Sorry, I cut you off again.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's like I was already a fan of Joaquin Phoenix, and of course I love the Joker, but I felt like they were beating a dead horse. And not only that, but it also felt like, it didn't. At the very least, I couldn't tell which direction they were going with it. And when the first trailer came out, it was like, I don't know. Whereas everyone was like ultra hype. Like even a YouTuber that I know we both at one point for a while watched, Hutch.
Okay.
I've been watching him for years. I've been watching his streams. I've been watching his videos. And he has a similar movie taste that I do. So it's like I was reading his tweets and he was like raving about it, and I'm like, I can't really agree. I can't agree with the hype. But as it turns out, it sounds like it was pretty fucking good.
The hype
maybe
was
the
real.
Critics, yeah, maybe the critics didn't care for it, or they didn't care for aspects of it. But the vast populace did.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it.
Now what?
Yeah, going back.
Yeah, bringing us back to Morbius. So I knew that there was going to be a Morbius movie because back when Sony announced that there was going to be a Venom movie, they also announced that there was going to be a Morbius movie and a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie. I'm still waiting on that Silver Sable Black Cat movie. Because if they can include Spidey and all of the fucking just delicious tension between him and Felicia, I'm excited.
Those spandex are getting pretty tight there, bud.
So, okay, that brings up. Okay, wow, you actually brought this to a fucking weird place that I was thinking about in the car on my way home after grabbing coffee.
Oh dear.
So, every now and again, I will go to like comic book conventions and I will cosplay as Spider-Man. I've ordered like the fucking like the good ass suits off of, the fucking websites and shit. I've had one custom printed and I've even made my own Scarlet Spider suit.
Very nice.
So, the first time I wore this Scarlet Spider suit, I noticed that there was one detail in particular about my outfit that you can't really see in a lot of Spidey comics.
Okay.
It was, that particular, the crotchal region.
Watchful.
And so I was like, okay, how do I fix this? So I went and I bought an athletic cup. Because
Okay.
I was like, okay, so like, the superhero thing is kind of like everything is like shaped perfectly. So like maybe like an athletic cup will do the job.
Oh dear.
So I put the suit on. I get the whole getup on with the fucking cup on. And I'm like, no, this isn't going to work. And Hannah looks at me and goes, why? And I look her dead in the eye and I go, because it looks like Spidey's fucking packing a 10-inch cock.
You don't know.
I mean, he does get a lot of ladies.
Oh, fucking apparently. But yeah, what's
But like,
it?
so anyways, like that fucking didn't end up going to plan. But what I did end up doing is I just ended up wearing the athletic spandex that came with the cup, because you know how like there's like you can wear a jock strap and a cup, or you can fucking get like the athletic shorts that have the cup insert thing in them.
Right, right.
So just the shorts kind of harnessed everything enough, to where fucking...
Where you're not going to have perfect dick outline whenever you go out.
Exactly. And I'm so glad that I did that because I took so many pictures that day.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But yeah, anyways, going back to the fucking movie conversation, I know I took that to a weird place for a second.
Yeah, you did. So
fucking-
basically, just to circle back, Jared Leto can't really say anything about his performance as the Joker. I do like him as an actor.
I do too.
Fucking
Requiem for a Dream is one of my favorite movies.
I was just about to say, anyone who hasn't seen Requiem for a Dream, please do, and then never watch it again, because it is such an, like, if you're the kind of person who watches something like Requiem for a Dream, or like A Clockwork Orange, like, you got that time every year where you just sit down and watch it, like, there's something wrong. Get help.
Jesus Christ.
That's not a movie that you want to sit down and watch.
No, that's a movie that like, oh, you've never seen this? Okay, we gotta fucking watch this.
Yeah, and A Clockwork Orange is the exact same way. It's like, that's a movie you have to experience the one time.
Yeah.
You never have to worry about it again, because it's just kinda yee.
Malcolm McDowell and Stanley Kubrick are just brilliant.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So when I saw, when I heard from you that Leto was going to be Morbius, I thought, I don't know how that's going to go, because of previously mentioned, worries. And then I saw the screenshot, which is kind of like, it wasn't ultra high res, but it like it was a little off. But it was a single frame from what is now out, and I thought it looked weird, and I voiced that.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
Next day, the trailer drops, and I see it, and I'm like, it was just like it was one of those where scrolling through Facebook and it just kind of popped up, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, new Jared Leto movie. That's weird. Oh,
It's Morbius.
oh. And then got to the final like 3 seconds of the trailer where it shows the same face that you sent me.
Yeah, where it
with
shows
him,
the
like,
living
in
vampire.
Yeah. And I'm like, that looks so much better in motion. It still doesn't quite like work for what it's supposed to, but it's so much better.
Yeah. Like, see, for me, I'm actually kind of excited for this because when I was growing up watching the cartoon, the animated series from the 90s,
Right.
some of my favorite episodes were the ones that included Morbius. I thought he was such a great character. Like, in my
What's it?
personal opinion, he has always been one of the more underrated Marvel villains.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And I would love to see
Um,
him in the next Spider-Man game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Actually, wasn't there mention of him in the current one?
Fuck. Dude, I'm going through my third playthrough and I'm not even sure.
Oh, good God, fucking! I thought I was like speeding through. I thought I sped through that game. Fucking, I got through the game in like 4 days, and it was the best 4 days I've ever spent gaming, or at least close to, because The Last of Us is an experience. But anyways,
I need to play that next. I have that.
yes, you fucking do. And Last of Us 2, oh my god. But so like yeah, I sped through the game obviously. I've been waiting for the DLC. I go back to it every now and again. Beat the first two DLC 100% and I got through those in just a day or two apiece. And then I get to the third DLC and I'm getting my shit rocked. I don't know what it was about like the Sable enemies specifically, or if it's like they were just that well coordinated. Or excuse me, not Sable enemies. The Hammerhead enemies was Sable.
With Sable equipment.
Yeah. So it's like going through all of that. It was like I was, especially in that first fucking base that unlocks the rest of the bases. I was getting my shit rocked so hard, and it was like I can't do this. And then I took a break. Then I was watching you stream when you first got your PS4 and we're going through the Spider-Man game. And I'm like, you know what? No, I want to hop back on. So while you were playing, I hopped back on and I finally got through it. And then so I had all the bases unlocked, but I hadn't gone to them yet.
Right.
And then I was just fucking around like doing crimes and whatnot and just kind of having fun. The next day I get stuck again.
I remember because I was on the phone with you as it was ongoing.
Oh, I was so mad. Fucking finally got through some stuff and then went through the final boss for that DLC. And it was great. So then it's like, okay, I want 100% the rest of it just because I've done that with the rest of the game. So finally got through it, and you were streaming again, and this time on New Game Plus,
Yeah.
which I was like, holy shit, dude. I want to say you beat it and all the DLC before I finished the third DLC, which, not gonna lie, that kind of bothered me.
No, I finished it. So I started my New Game Plus before I started playing, I think, any of the DLC.
Oh, then you beat New Game Plus by the time I beat the third DLC. And then you just blasted through all three DLC in like 2 days, it felt like.
No, I haven't beat New Game Plus yet. I have not beat it yet.
You said you're on your third playthrough.
Second playthrough, I'm on my second playthrough, third file.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. But so for my streaming file, I had originally just started a new game, and then I was like, you know what? Just for the sake of time on the stream, I'm probably just gonna do the stuff that like, gives you the additional boss fights. So like the Taskmaster challenges and the Tombstone side quest.
Right.
So that's probably going to be like the extent of like, what I do, like as far as like extra shit in the game, I guess.
Yeah,
Like of
that's
course, like I'll probably like take pictures and fucking like do crimes when I'm nearby, but I'm not going to go out of my way to 100% it on stream.
fair. Right.
But I started that file, and then I was like, you know what? For the sake of time, I'm just gonna start a new game plus for my stream file, so I can just blast through it. And after that, when I did the new game plus stream, I was halfway through the second DLC on my first playthrough. I had already 100%ed the main game. I had already 100%ed the first DLC, and I was halfway through the second DLC when I did that stream with New Game Plus.
Gotcha.
And then, so while I was streaming, you 100%ed and started New Game Plus finally.
Finally. Yeah.
And then later that night, I ended up just staying up all night, and I 100%ed the second DLC and the third DLC.
God damn.
I've
But
been
yeah.
training for this game my whole life. Don't judge me.
No, I get you. I get you. No, I'm not judging. I'm just like I've had this game since day one, and I'm a little frustrated. Not gonna lie, but yeah. So we can double check to see if Morbius is actually mentioned, because I thought he was. But like watching the trailer for the movie, like I'm excited. I really am. I think the visual effects. If we have a Venom situation, I hope the visual effects get better when the full release comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they look better than okay, but they don't look great. You know.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of the bat tornado, because that just looked fucking great.
Yeah.
But then again, that's like fast motion bullshit. Whatever.
Exact. That's a pretty easy effect. That's been done for years.
Right.
But then again, Van Helsing made that one look bad.
Whatever. But anyways, so like going through, and I've watched it like 3 or 4 times since. And of course, we have our boy Michael Keaton in that shit.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
And we are very confused, and so is the internet, because we don't know if that's Adrian Toomes or if he's playing an additional character. Because like this is not going to be the first time that's happened. Because like I forget his name, but the guy who's going to be playing the new iteration of Blade has already done some stuff with Marvel before, or at least Marvel Association stuff before, with Luke Cage on Netflix.
Right.
So like that's one of the main examples that I've been seeing kind of thrown around. It's like, oh well, he's coming in as Blade, but he already played a character in a Marvel property before. So maybe Sony is going to do that. But if they decide that Michael Keaton is Adrian Toomes and that's who he's playing, 2 things need to get answered straight away. One, is this for sure tying in Morbius to the MCU? And 2, what's happening with Adrian Toomes? Because it looks like he's wearing a lab coat. The area that they're in is a little confusing.
So
And so,
here's my theory.
like, I just want answers on what is the connection.
So my theory is that Morbius is not going to be a part of the MCU, but something in this new Marvel and Sony deal is allowing Spider-Man, while still being in the MCU and being allowed to mention events of the MCU, is allowing Spider-Man to connect with his fucking rogues gallery that they're making solo villains of.
Actually, speaking of which, our buddy Justin from the very first, I think, Derailed podcast.
Episode 0, that's going to be going up, well, fuck, since I'm actually talking about it and dating it, that's going to be going up, same day as this episode. Holy shit. I just have to make it public and, make it look good. Fancy.
Hey, yeah, I get you. Okay, so, like, our buddy Justin, who is a massive cinemaphile, and massive Star Wars nerd and, lover of things Marvel and just comics in general.
He's a friend of ours, so
A close friend of ours, yeah. We've known him for a long time.
go listen to episode 0. Like, fucking seriously, go listen to episode 0. That's you'll understand.
Yes. He shot me a text a little bit, like a few minutes before we started, and I made mention of that to you. And I think the exact wording on my notification said, so apparently Sony is making or trying to make a Spider-Man villains universe. And that sounds accurate with what we've seen so far, but I'm curious if that's actually the case. Like, it seems viable based on what we've seen, but I'm not sure if that's actually what's going on.
Well, there has been rumors that Spider-Man is going to make an appearance in Venom 2.
Yes. And I really hope they don't recast. I really hope it's Tom Holland.
No, same, dude.
Because he's just, like...
He's adorable!
We've gushed about this before, I'm sure, whether it be on the podcast or on streams or whatever, but I will say it, like, again and again and again. Tobey Maguire did a beautiful Peter Parker and a pretty good Spider-Man.
He was
but
okay.
there was just...
Could have been more quippy.
Yes, definitely. But, absolutely had the best movie run from the first 2 iterations.
Yes.
And we had Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, who hated Peter Parker but loved his Spider-Man because he felt more genuine.
He was quippy.
When it comes to the comics, yes.
Yeah, he was quippy. Like, oh no, you found my one weakness. Small knives.
Right? So that came off a lot better. And they kind of ruined it. But then we get to Tom Holland and his appearance in
Yo,
Civil
can you
War.
carry this for a second? I gotta pee.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
But we get to his appearance in Civil War, and I remember a lot of people being kind of apprehensive just because, it's a third dude playing Spider-Man. How good is he gonna be? And I remember, like, being fascinated because, they're taking a younger approach to Peter Parker, which is, I think it was better to go with someone who looked and felt the part for high school. Because let's be honest, like, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker looked a little too old for high school, in the first movie. But the second movie, with him being in college, there was a better fit. But going with Tom Holland, and especially seeing what happened in Homecoming and now Far From Home, he really is, in my opinion, the best blend that we've seen yet. So we have his Peter Parker. He's the awkward nerd, and he plays it well. And we've got the up and coming like Spider-Man, he's a sarcastic smartass, and I love it.
I have
But
returned.
he's quippy, and he's still coming into his own, but there's enough there to see where it's going.
Literally, people
And
comment on the fact that he talks too much while fighting. Like, in his first appearance in Civil War, he's got Falcon webbed up. And Falcon goes, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking.
yeah, exactly. So it's like he really does feel like the best blend thus far. And I really hope that they keep him on,
Oh,
because like for a few different reasons. Not only what I just mentioned about, having the best iteration of both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but Tom Holland is a great actor. We've seen that. Fucking, I'm gonna cry just talking about it. My God, the improvised lines from Infinity War.
Oh, okay, we're going to open this wound again. Fuck you very much. God
The
damn it.
improvised line. Not only that, but apparently, Endgame spoilers. With Tony Stark's death, that whole thing was improvised as well. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking cry. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
But like, oh God, it's so hard to keep my composure because I love these characters.
Yeah.
I really do, and these are some of the best, most personable iterations of these characters we've ever seen, and
Yeah.
possibly will ever see.
These are probably like granted, yes, I love the Raimi movies. They will always hold a very special place in my heart because they came out when I was a kid. I was a kid
Yeah,
who
and-
loved Spider-Man, and they were Spider-Man, and I was getting to see Spider-Man on the big screen. Do not get me wrong, those movies hold a special place in my heart. The Amazing Spider-Man movies came out at a very wrong time for me because I was fucking 15 or 16 and I fucking hated everything.
That's fair.
But the Tom Holland
also-
Spider-Man. What's up?
If you don't mind me interjecting.
Yeah.
Also, Alfred Molina's. I say it time and time and again, so I sound like a broken record. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is the best Doc Ock we've seen so far, and it will be very difficult to top that.
Yeah, if we ever get Doc Ock on screen again, it is going to be very, very difficult to recast Alfred Molina. I mean, hell, I hope they go the full 9 and just have Alfred Molina come back like J.K. Simmons fucking did for JJJ.
Yes, and I'm so happy they did.
Like, that was my absolute favorite fucking part of Far From Home.
And Jake Gyllenhaal's performance as Mysterio was fucking beautiful.
Oh, yes. He's such a manipulative piece of shit.
Oh, I love it so much. Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker.
What the?
What the fuck? Oh, I love it so much. I love it so
God.
much. Oh, I can't wait for Spider-Man 3 2021.
God, that's going to be so good.
I
But
wonder
also,
who
one of
main
the
villain's
things,
gonna be.
one of the things that I am excited for, if they keep Tom Holland on board, because they could keep Tom Holland on board for a really long time. Like, if he wanted to, he could play Spider-Man all the way up until the point where we could be seeing events from the game. Because
Yeah.
I could see him growing up into the Peter Parker that's in the game.
Yeah. Oh God. I really hope so. Obviously, if it takes too much of a toll, and he needs to take a break, that's perfectly fine.
Obviously.
Fucking everyone has their limitations, but he himself said this is my hero.
Ah.
Tom Holland himself said he grew up with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was his hero. And being able to portray him, and especially in a way that is not only respectful to the character and the creators, God bless Stan Lee, but it is so well received with both passive, casual, and hardcore fans that it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
And I the fact that he presumably made a drunken, and that's the presumably part, drunken call to Bob Iger and Tim Roth, I think.
I think so, yeah.
But the heads of Disney and Sony Pictures, respectively.
Yep.
The fact that he called them and said, "We need to figure some shit out because not only are you destroying the hopes of your fans, but also, Jesus Christ, I'm an emotional wreck today. But also, like, the character meant so much to the fans, but also so much to him. He said, "I'm not ready to give up yet."
Yeah. Fuck no.
And looky there, we have new negotiations. Obviously, we have a new Spider-Man movie in the works, possibly two, for the MCU specifically. There's also minimum, from what I gather, 2 team-up movies that he's going to be a part of, possibly a third solo movie in the works.
I think it's 3 solo movies and 2 team-ups.
That's the rumor. At least 2 and 1 respectively have been confirmed.
Yeah. At the very
Or
least.
2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 solos, 1 team-up.
Yeah, so, like, that shows he ain't done, and he's gonna be doing this a while. And if he does choose to continue on past and do this even longer than RDJ did Tony Stark.
Holy shit, wouldn't that be fucking iconic?
Okay, or another equivalency, Hugh Jackman to Wolverine.
No, dude, I think your first comparison was even better. You know why? Because Tony is the one that passed the torch to Peter. So
This is true.
That would basically, so that's essentially like, okay, kid, you are now the one that has to show up in all the movies.
Right? But again, the other equivalency that I can think of, when it comes to, like, a comic book hero that was portrayed by the same person, fucking the original X-Men came out in what, 2000?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, I think so.
I want to say the original X-Men either came out in 2000 or 2001.
I want to say it was 2000.
And that was Hugh Jackman's first portrayal of Wolverine. That was his first time with the character. And we had Logan in 2018.
Yeah. 18 years.
And RDJ playing Tony Stark started release in 2008 and ended this past year.
Yeah. So
with possibly more appearances. At least that's what's going around in the rumor mill.
I think there's an appearance rumored in Black Widow.
Especially considering that entire sequence is technically a flashback. Because,
right.
Well, endgame spoiler warnings, Natasha fucking dies.
She's fucking dead.
Spoilers for Gears of War 3, a game that came out in 2012. Dom fucking dies. Oh, I love Badger and I love Jello so much.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, totally off the rails there. I apologize. But, you know, like, these are 2 characters that have been portrayed by the same person for a while. So I hope I hope if Tom Holland is willing and the studios are willing to allow him, I think this could be one of the longest running characters in cinema by the same actor, and he could do it. He's
So
got the skill. He's the thing that trips me out. Not anymore, but like when it was first announced, like not only his physique is perfect for Peter Parker Spider-Man, and not only in high school,
absolutely.
but for future shows. But he's been a gymnast for most of his life, I
Yeah,
believe.
I think you're correct on saying that.
He was born to play this part.
Oh fuck yeah. And so like so here's what I would want. So like if Spider-Man really is kind of supposed to be the new Iron Man, right?
Right.
Because that's what it seems like everybody is kind of like hinting at wanting in the MCU. And
That's the way the
honestly,
cards were dealt.
actually, and to be real here, the ending of Far From Home kind of solidifies that even further. Because the entire world, like Iron Man, now knows who Spider Man is.
Oh, I was just getting teary eyed about him building his own suit.
Well, yeah, him building his own suit, like Spider Man is pretty much the new Iron Man. So, what I would love to see is him make small appearances in like all these other movies that like we don't even know about. Like, for example, what I would absolutely love is if they don't kill him off in the Black Widow movie, the post-credit scene for Black Widow could possibly be like, fucking. So, Black Widow takes place during, after the
I
events of
bel
Civil War, before Infinity War.
Oh, that makes more
In
sense.
the
I was
second
under the
trailer,
impression that it was within the 5 years after the snap.
no, in the second trailer, she confirms that by saying like, "I'm on the run again."
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
So it takes place in between Civil War and Infinity War. So Spider-Man is in the universe.
Yes.
So what would be fucking awesome is, cut to, the post-credit scene is 5 years later. We catch up with Taskmaster. He's just standing up on a rooftop, and next, it just all there's no dialogue. All it shows is Taskmaster on a rooftop, and then you see Spidey swing by.
That's actually a little better than the image that I was getting in my head. I was thinking, because like, how would they get there? What I was thinking is like Taskmaster standing on the roof, and then like you catch a glimpse of something Spider-Man related, and you hear him say, "Time to hunt a spider."
Yeah, just something. Yeah,
But
just
how would they get there?
it would be
How?
fucking. It would be 5-6 years later, after the snap.
So you think he kind of would have gone like the route of Hawkeye Ronin?
Well, I mean, Taskmaster is kind of he's a shadowy figure. You only see him when he wants you to see him.
Yeah, he's a merc for hire. I'm just talking about like what would have happened between him and Spidey where he's like, this is my next target.
It's his desire to learn.
That's fair. I hadn't thought about that.
Because
So it's like,
clearly in
how
the
can I better myself as a mercenary? Let's take
exactly.
notes from the spider.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking this kid's supposed to be the new Iron Man. Well, it's time to figure out Iron Man's new moves.
So it's more a wait, see, observe, learn.
Exactly. Like, honestly, just because, like, I have only ever seen Taskmaster up against Spider-Man.
Mostly same.
Like, as
Yeah.
far as I have ever known, Taskmaster was a Spider-Man villain.
I believe that's mostly correct. I can do a quick double
Yeah,
check
look up
just
his
to
first
see.
appearance.
But continue.
But yeah, I would honestly just love to see Taskmaster face off against Spider-Man in the MCU. Because in this new Black Widow trailer, we actually get to see this is motherfucking Taskmaster. He copies moves, like move for move. Like he is. It is exactly what you want from a comic book adaptation of this character.
His Taskmaster, my lord. His first appearance was actually the Avengers number 195 in May of 1980.
Oh, okay. Wow, he's been around for a while.
Also, the big note is Taskmaster will appear in the upcoming Black Widow film set in the Marvel MCU.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Taskmaster. I really hope they don't kill him off because that is just a character they can do so much with because of what he does. Like you can literally put him up against fucking anybody. And it's going to be a good fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like so I'm really just hoping that they do not waste him in this movie. Like, I hope he fakes his death, goes into hiding, and starts hunting Spider-Man. Speaking of hunters, I would very much like to see Kraven the Hunter in the MCU.
That would be interesting for sure.
And I know it's a crazy fucking idea for casting, but I would love to see it played by Antonio Banderas or Danny Trejo.
My brain went left field, but I think it could definitely work.
Where did you go?
Benicio del Toro.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Like, have you seen Sicario?
I have not. Oh, fucking, I don't know. You know what? I'm fucking stupid. Yes, 100% Benicio del Toro. 100%. You know who I was thinking of?
Who?
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, god damn it. You're a fucking idiot.
Oh my fucking god,
no.
dude. Yes,
Fucking,
Benicio del Toro. Fuck yes.
Might be left field for some people. I think,
No, dude.
if nothing else, his acting skill could get it done.
No, my two options out the fucking window. 100% Benicio del Toro as Kraven the Hunter. Oh my fucking god. I need that in my life.
Right?
Okay, so this actually brings us right into another topic that we wanted to bring up today. Fucking...
Fan casting.
Yeah, we have yet to see Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn, the Goblins in the MCU. We have yet to even, I think, hear of them, even or of Oscorp even.
We've had no mention.
We have
so
had
far.
no mention of them whatsoever. So I'm not confused, or I'm not concerned, I'm just confused, because it's like, I understand that they don't want to bring in Spider-Man's arch nemesis that they've used, that they used once in, who was pretty much a repeated villain throughout Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi movies.
In a sense,
Because didn't Willem
like,
Dafoe make an appearance in every movie? Even though he died in the first one?
He either made an appearance in all three just because of like Harry's unraveling consciousness,
Right.
or unraveling psyche, or he was only used in the third
Avenge
movie.
me!
Yeah, because I don't think if there was anything in two that I'm just honestly not remembering, it was a small snippet, or it was like a flashback from Peter's side of things. When it comes to um, when it comes to why am I forgetting his first name? Franco.
James.
James Franco. Yeah, there we go. When it comes to his Harry Osborn, I don't recall there being anything major with his stuff until, of course, he's already gotten the glider and gone through all of that, and they're battling
Well,
in the third movie.
throughout Spider-Man 2, he has a clear hatred for Spider-Man. I remember that. And then
Yes,
it's at the end of Spider-Man 2 that he finds the Goblin Workshop
that's right. And three opens up with their first fight.
with the new Goblin.
I still don't understand that. Like, were they actually going for the Hobgoblin, or like
I don't
what was
know.
going on there?
I don't know what the fuck they were going with that. Honestly, I think that they should have just had Harry put on the Green Goblin armor and just do Green Goblin 2 like the comics fucking did.
Right. And then I'm pretty sure that's what we got in Amazing Spider-Man 2
We
was
never really got
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, but we never really got Green Goblin cuz Norman Osborn fucking dies. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It was implied that he was working on stuff, obviously, because that's how Harry got.
And I think
got
Norman
the-
was just horribly disfigured.
Yeah. So he didn't really have any reason to, you know, use his own supply, especially because it was still experimental at the time. And yeah, he passed away, and Harry, in his mourning, used it and became the Goblin, and it just kind of turned to shit.
It was
Yeah.
a very, very poor interpretation of the Goblin. But you know what? I can understand, honestly, why the MCU has possibly been avoiding it. Because that's honestly a really hard character to do live action.
I have another reason.
Yes?
Oscorp, if they choose to do Oscorp, that is going to be direct competition to Stark Industries.
Well, yes, obviously. Fucking if.
And
But,
and what I'm hoping for, Parker Industries, eventually.
yeah. I don't think we'll get Parker Industries till later on. Hell, I really hope that we can get to that point because I really hope they don't decide to reboot the MCU.
I hope not. Just continue, please.
Yes.
Get Parker Industries, and then we can get Miguel O'Hara.
Yes.
Fucking Spider-Man 2099. One of my favorites, for some strange reason. Like, I legitimately can't explain why he's one of my favorites, but he is.
He's got a dope suit and he's a badass.
This is true. I think he fits more. Like, he's definitely a hero, but he kind of leans in that kind of anti-hero space
Yeah.
a little bit.
See, that's why I fucking my absolute favorite is Ben Reilly, because Ben Reilly, in no sense of the word, is absolutely not a hero. He does heroic things, but he does not give a flying fuck what the end result could have been if he didn't intervene.
And that's definitely shown in the newer iterations of his story.
Oh yeah.
And especially fucking Kane's the exact same way. Like, he fucks off to Austin, Texas, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's the Spider-Man of the South. Oh, you're such an ass. Like he's doing shit for like kind of the fame and recognition, right? But at the same time, he's just kind of like he has brutal methods. And
Oh
he's just
yeah.
kind of like whatever. So he's like if Spider-Man and the Punisher became the same character and dialed it back a little bit.
Okay, so speaking of the Punisher, um,
Let us keep John Bernthal, please. He's so
so
good.
Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, I guess there's been some more details floating around, I guess. And I
Okay.
guess Multiverse Madness is going to be what starts tying the TV shows to the MCU.
The TV shows is in like the Disney TV shows
Like
or
the
like the
Netflix shows
Netflix.
too, I think.
I really hope that's the
Because
case.
I would honestly love to see Daredevil and Punisher in the MCU. The versions of them that we have now are fucking great.
They are.
And honestly,
Charlie Cox is phenomenal.
it would just be an even better move for them to make because it's yet another move that DC isn't doing. DC's TV universe is actually really fucking good.
There's been some hard misses lately,
Yeah.
but overall, Arrow was a success.
Flash was a success.
Supergirl, I'm not so sure about, just because I personally didn't watch it.
Supergirl, I think,
Although
did really
the-
well.
Although the collaborative efforts with having the
The Flashpoint events.
not only that, but like the collaborative episodes.
Yeah.
So there was like a collaborative episode every like 2 seasons.
I think
Or,
they
like-
do it every season. It's like the season finale.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think that's how they do it. I think every show is a different part to each show's season finale. So like the season finale of Flash is a to be continue to the season finale of Supergirl, which is a to be continued to the season finale of Arrow, and they all tie it up in a bow with like a final fucking episode.
Okay.
I think that's how they do it. I'm not fucking sure. Once again, I'm a moron.
Yeah.
but, like,
the
I honestly-
those collaborative episodes were really good.
Yeah, but I honestly think if... So, DC has a chance to do something huge right now. So, they have a successful Aquaman. They have a
Yes.
seemingly successful Wonder Woman.
They have, I would say Wonder Woman is actually more successful than Aquaman. The only reason I think you're putting that seemingly in front of that is because the setting doesn't quite justify the timeline that they're going for in Wonder Woman 84.
I mean, there's that, but personally, since the trailer came out, I haven't heard anything about this movie. And I get all, like, I have all of, like, the, like, comic book movie news that comes to my phone. Like, I don't have, like, an anti-DC filter.
Right. No, DC has an anti-DC filter.
But, like, the trailer came out, and I really didn't see any reactions to it. It seems like it didn't really leave an impression on anybody as far as I saw.
Which is interesting, because the first Wonder Woman
I heard it was really good.
did. Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and I was one of the people who was kind of shitting on it just because, like, it's nothing against the character and it's nothing against Gal Gadot.
Mm-hmm. No, her and fucking Ben Affleck on screen together in Justice League and Batman v Superman, some of the best parts of those fucking movies.
Right. I was more worried about
Affleck, you're the
just
bomb in Phantom.
DC's. I was just more worried about like DC's current take because they've not been doing well lately. They really haven't when it comes to their live action stuff.
I
So
mean,
I was just like, okay, so like Batman v Superman and fucking Man of Steel and fucking, you know, just like those movies,
their
this
more
movie's probably
recent,
gonna bomb.
their more recent stuff has been doing better though. Like Shazam was a huge hit.
So I've heard. I'm more talking about like when Wonder Woman first came out.
When what? Sorry,
Um,
you cut out.
when Wonder Woman first came out,
Yeah,
like
that came
you
out
know,
during a
at that
bad
point,
time of DC movies.
at that point, I didn't have much faith because everything else had kind of bombed,
Right.
or at least definitely was not as well received as they had wanted.
Yeah, and let
But
me
I
get this
remember
out there.
seeing it.
I'm not sexist. I'm just not a fan of Wonder Woman as well. I've never been a superhero that really appealed to me. Nothing against Gal Gadot. Nothing against DC. Just never really been a fan of Wonder Woman.
And I'll even take that an additional step and say, you know, everyone has characters that not only represents them as people, but you know also has representation for gender or race or that sort of thing. We're two younger white dudes, and like you know our me growing up, like I personally didn't give a shit about Superman. He was God mode. Like I didn't give a shit.
When I was growing up, Superman was in that period of time where he was a dick to everybody.
Yikes. But like I grew up with like the old um like the older cartoons. I just personally didn't give a shit about Superman. I loved Batman because he was a badass, and you know, as a younger kid, it's like, yeah, I want to grow up to be that cool.
I
And
didn't
also Spider-Man
I didn't
because
appreciate Batman till I was older.
dude, the Batman animated series when it first came out and we were growing up with it, it was, oh god, it was so good.
Yeah, I was more 100% gung ho Spider-Man when I was a kid. Like from the time I was like 3, well, I mean 2 current. Like
But you
Spider-Man has
know,
always been the number one.
oh, same here. But like didn't really give a shit about Aquaman mostly because like at the time he was kind of a joke. Um and of course, you know, people vocalize that especially lately. Well, not lately as in after the James Wan movie, but lately as in like when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like my god. But you know, growing up, you look up to the heroes that you feel either represent you or that you could see yourself becoming or befriending.
Right.
You know, growing up, I saw Batman and Spider-Man and all them as badass heroes. I didn't really see myself enjoying Wonder Woman, not because I didn't get her character or any of that. It was just, you know, that wasn't the hero for me growing up.
Honestly, you know what it was for me? You know what the deal breaker was for me?
The bracelets,
No, it was
the tiara.
it was the fucking invisible jet. That shit was stupid as hell. Like, why the fuck wouldn't it make you invisible? You are inside of the invisible object. It's not like the panels become translucent. No, I can't believe I'm having to explain this. If you get inside of an object that has turned invisible, the object is not translucent. It's more of just reflecting the environment around it to simulate that environment. God damn
Technology
it!
wasn't that far advanced at that time.
I know, it just,
But
it makes me mad still. My rant is
no, I
over,
get
though. And trust me, I get it. My favorite fucking superhero fucking swings on sticky shit. I get it.
Yep. But going through and seeing Wonder Woman in theaters was actually very impressive. They did well, and it didn't come off to me personally as like a stereotypical female character. And going back to Marvel, I don't feel that's how Black Widow eventually came to be. But when she was first introduced in Iron Man 2, like, yeah, the stereotype was there. She was like the leather clad,
Hot
sexy,
bitch.
she thick, but thankfully, and I attribute that not only to writers but definitely to Scarlett Johansson's performance. She's been fleshed out much further.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
And I don't see Black Widow, even looking back at Iron Man 2 and rewatching it now, I don't see her that way anymore. I see the character, which I
Personally,
sometimes
I love
that
Black
just
Widow.
doesn't get through.
Like,
Yeah.
trust me, I do like women superheroes. Like, fucking Black Widow. I think she's fucking dope. Fucking Gamora, fucking badass.
Oh my god, Gamora's such a fucking beast.
Yeah. Fucking honestly, Pepper Potts as fucking, not Ironheart, but, what is Pepper's name when she's wearing armor?
Oh god. I had it and then I lost it.
Because it's not Ironheart, because that's the new Iron Girl chick. Look, man, I don't know what's going on.
The younger girl who Tony basically made the new Iron Man.
Yeah, it's like the Miles Morales for... It's like Iron Man's Miles Morales.
Oh god, I'm gonna have like, I had it and then I lost it, and that's gonna bother me now.
But either fucking way,
But
love that
yeah.
character.
Rescue.
Rescue.
That was the name.
That's what it was. Yeah, fucking Pepper Potts as Rescue. Fucking love that shit. I got so excited when I saw that in fucking Endgame. Spoilers, once again. Movie's been out for almost a year, so...
You right.
But yeah, so, like, I do like female superheroes. I have nothing against female superheroes. Wonder Woman just doesn't do it for me.
And that's fine.
Fucking
Everyone's
Black Cat,
got characters that they
one
enjoy
of my
and
absolute
not.
favorites. I was
That's
always
just me personally.
I was always a fan of Black Cat.
What's it? I was a fan of what she did and how she went about it. I didn't care for the hypersexualization, which I get is like kind of her character.
Right.
But like,
I think they handled it very
I don't
well
know.
in the PS4 game.
They did, but they made her like ultra thick.
But goddamn, why you so chunky?
I was just about to make that reference.
I
God damn
watched
it.
that video last night.
Or fucking Rhino. Why are you so damn chunky? Fuck's sake. The Russian Badger. Watch his YouTube channel.
Oh my fucking god, that shit's hilarious, man.
Shit poster galore. But yeah. So Wonder Woman went over well. I'm interested to see what they do in the new one, but you're right. There hasn't really been
talk.
much anything about it. Or at least not in our usual social circles.
And honestly, DC's kind of quiet right now, except for Birds of Prey, which is actually kind of shaping up to look pretty good. We've got fucking Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn, which honestly was one of the best parts of Suicide Squad. I felt that she did the part justice. She did it very well.
Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was actually pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. So the fact that she got her own movie doesn't surprise me. It's shaping up to look really fucking good. We have fucking Ewan McGregor as Black Mask.
That's going to be interesting.
So already right there, I'm in because I'll go see anything with Ewan McGregor.
I get that. Especially if it's Obi-Wan Kenobi related. Hint, hint, Disney.
Oh, yeah.
He already said he wants to come back. If they decide
He's confirmed that he's coming back.
Oh, has it been officially confirmed that they're doing an Obi-Wan thing?
He was on stage at D3 with, I know everybody thinks she's Satan, but he was on stage with Kathleen Kennedy.
I mean, she kind of is, though.
I know.
Okay. So long as we're on
But I mean, like, it's kind of like when George Bush was president. Yeah, everybody thought he was Satan, but it was chill.
Our definitions of chill have changed drastically.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to go there today. But they were on stage at D23, and he was like, ask me if I will be playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again. And she fucking asked him, Ewan, will you be playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again? And he goes, yes.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
And he's been keeping that secret for 4 years.
Okay.
So this has been a confirmed thing for 4 fucking years. But it is only now coming into the limelight, and I'm excited for it because I know we have comic books, but I am excited to see the days of Obi-Wan Kenobi after Episode 3. I am very excited to see that.
Same.
Especially if, like, we do get some of the situations from the comics where, like, we get to see Obi-Wan's first reaction to seeing Darth Vader in full armor.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Like, oh, fuck, that would be delicious. Like, I am excited to see where they go with that because, honestly, it seems like Disney really, or not Disney, but, like, it just seems to be, like, with the TV series, it seems like things are a lot better recepted. The Mandalorian is very well recepted. Star Wars Rebels is very well recepted. I've even heard the new animated series Resistance is very well recepted.
Yeah, what's it? And apparently they're going to be doing a Rogue One spinoff.
Yeah, it's going to be a prequel series to Rogue One about Cassian Andor.
Yeah, so if we get Mads Mikkelsen back, I'll be excited. And two, like, they're saying that it may even shape up to be bigger. Not bigger in terms of, like, budget or scale,
but more popular.
But bigger as in reception.
Yeah.
As The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
which I still need to watch.
I don't know what's. Well, hopefully that's, you know, something that's being worked on and will be out by 2021 because, I don't know if you heard, but after the last episode of The Mandalorian came out, people started unsubscribing from Disney Plus. Like, numbers dropped.
I can't say I'm surprised.
I'm not surprised either. I mean, personally, for me, I think that's kind of fucking stupid because there is a lot more on there rather than just The Mandalorian. Like, if you want to watch the original trilogy, you can watch the original trilogy. If you want to watch any Spider-Man animated series that has come out over the course of Spider-Man's existence, you can watch it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing though is like Disney original movies that I would love to see on there, which have since been confirmed to be on there, thanks to one of my buddies at work. But like the 13th Year,
Check.
Don't Look Under the Bed, Under Wraps, which I'm not sure about that one, but it's like
Pretty sure that one's on there.
but like what's it, Luck of the Irish, like those movies are movies that I would love to see again.
Luck of the Irish is
But
definitely on there. I've seen that one on there.
but like I don't think I'm gonna be paying $8 a month just for those four movies and like a Star Wars series.
See, there's a lot.
Um,
I mean, personally, for me, there's a lot more to it. Like I said, fucking every single Spider-Man series that's ever been released. There's a good chunk of the Marvel movies, and I think by the beginning of next year, the good majority of them will be available to watch on Disney Plus, because some of them aren't available because they're on Netflix and legalities and shit.
yeah, once their either once their contract or once their licensing agreement is up, then they'll be transferring over for sure.
Yeah. So like, I mean, personally for me, like, there's a lot on there that I've like. It's actually fucking been great for me. Like, it's actually helping me make a new fucking video series. So that's gonna be interesting.
Hmm.
But Jesus fucking Christ! All right, we are gonna wrap shit up here, because we've been going for quite a bit. But before we go, as always, Fish, plug whatever the fuck you got.
So I may have a more consistent work schedule now, so hopefully I will be back to streaming. I know I've said that the last couple episodes, but by the time this one comes out, I should be back to streaming at least sometimes, just because that's something that I want to get back into doing. Um, like we said earlier, we have projects that we're going to be working on this year and next year, which we'll get more into detail with later, but we're proud of it so far.
Yeah.
So we're hoping everyone will enjoy them. And yeah, I have a YouTube channel that I may or may not be more active on once we get further into those projects, because maybe that'll spark some motivation to make new videos. Not sure, but I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Hell, we'll
To keep
probably be
upda-
recording our own behind the scenes stuff while we're working on it. So
Oh, definitely. But yeah, if you also want some dipshit posts and retweets about D&D stuff and other dir, because I'm a sarcastic smartass, follow me at FishKidMal on Twitter. And John Krasinski and Emily Blunt for Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Please make it happen.
all right. And that is going to do it for us today on the Derailed podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, that's going to do it. See you guys next time. Go fucking check out episode 0. It went up at the same time as this one, so hopefully you didn't watch that one first, and now you're like, oh, so that's why that one was there. You know what? I'll make sure. Fuck it. See you guys next time.
Bye.